She seems nervous.
But we started with me.
All right. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Hardwood Homies. Looks like this could be, a final college basketball type episode.
Explain that.
The season came to an end. We're going to give a little championship thoughts, a little, final thoughts on the college basketball landscape, and maybe some transfer portal talk. And then after that, I think we might do a little NBA, the playoffs coming up. So be ready for that, I guess.
Yeah, pretty. Lakers not in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's a big time.
People were happy. Some people were depressed.
Yeah, I was very happy personally.
The internet was pretty.
The internet loved it.
So what are we starting off with? The special guest? Are we waiting?
Yeah, I think we're gonna start with the special guest. We're gonna make a call here in a second. We'll let her introduce herself, but so we had our bracket challenge, and we're gonna call the winner right now. 590.
I don't know.
All right.
If I did, that'd be a red flag almost.
Yeah, that would be. All right. So.
Hello.
All right. Hey,
Savannah.
big winner.
Yeah, that's me.
You are live, so be prepared to. Yeah.
Oh boy.
You want to give yourself a little introduction so the people know who you are?
Oh yes. My name is Savannah DeRocher. I am Trenton's little sister, but I carry the family pretty much, so you probably already knew that.
I don't know about that, but okay.
And I'm a college basketball genius, I guess.
Apparently, you got 3 of the 4 Final Four teams right. You picked the champion correctly.
Yeah.
Did you see how close my game score was too for the championship? I was 1 point off.
Really? No,
yep.
I didn't see that.
Yep, I guessed. What was the score? It was 72 to 68.
I actually don't know. I didn't really pay a ton of attention to what the score was.
The only difference was I had Duke in there instead of North Carolina, but I had Kansas having 72, and I think I had the other team having 68.
Yeah. Well, very well could have happened with Duke. They almost got there, so.
Yeah, that should have been the team. But wait, why Kansas?
We've got some thoughts. We just want to ask, what made you think Kansas?
I was just thinking, when I was making my bracket, there's not a whole lot of method to it. I kind of I do what I feel. And I was just thinking, you hear about all these other big teams all the time. Like, not that you don't hear about Kansas, but, like, everyone's a Duke fan. Everyone's a Gonzaga fan. I thought, I want to switch things up this year. I'm gonna put Kansas in there.
Okay. And
it worked out for me.
It certainly did.
Yeah. I was pretty surprised, actually. I made that bracket, and
you can't be too surprised. I mean, your name on the bracket challenge was winner.
I know.
In parentheses.
I was thinking, what should I name this? And then at the beginning, I was sitting at least in the bottom half the entire time. I didn't see it going great. Especially when I put Montana State winning the first game because I didn't want to.
Yeah.
Do my team dirty like that.
For those of you that don't, Savannah, hold on. For those of you that don't know, Savannah goes to Bozeman, goes to the college there, so that's why she probably is referring to them as her team.
Yep.
They had a rough go, but they're your team, Mark.
I wanted to put a little faith in them. I didn't want to do them dirty, so I decided to.
Well, Texas Tech didn't do a whole lot anyway, so it didn't hurt you too bad.
It worked out. And then as I was checking the bracket, I saw, didn't Calvin Maples have Texas Tech winning the whole thing?
Yes,
I believe so. Oh boy, I was not really too informed on how good they were, so I was like, well, if someone had them winning, they must be doing pretty well this season, so I got a little worried, but.
Well, another shout out to Sayer Patton. He was doing really well. He had Houston winning the championship, and while I didn't really see that happening, I was thinking, boy, if it does, he's going to crush everyone. But they ended up obviously losing, but he had a good bracket for the first, Sweet 16 anyway.
Yeah. Wait, who got second in our group? Do we know?
Oh,
isn't it?
it was either
mom?
my
Second
mom
place?
or some random. Well, it might have been Alex. I don't know.
Second place was ESPN fan 246803111.
Yeah, did they pick Baylor or Gonzaga?
Gonzaga.
I think that might. I don't know whose that
think
is.
so,
I'm honestly not sure
Mystery
whose that is.
person.
We had some people
wasn't
from
Mom.
Twitter. We had some people from Twitter that joined in, and so yeah. So anyway, you obviously picked Duke and Villanova as well. Do you
Yeah.
have any secret sauce that led to that pick?
Oh God.
Well, I'm sure Trenton remembers this, but when I was little, my bracket was always either
Yeah.
Duke or Villanova winning.
I do remember
every
you
single
always
year.
picked Duke. Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't
so-
remember the Villanova pick was always that common. I definitely
Oh
remember
yeah,
Duke.
I picked Villanova a couple times.
Well, it's
they're
worked
just
out well
kinda-
for you, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yep, this was my year.
Yeah, it just kind of fell right in. Your Duke and Villanova team that you always
Yeah.
pick both happened to do well, and
Yeah.
Kansas jumped off the page at you, and here we are.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Right.
this is a question I always like. How much like basketball did you watch the past season?
Oh, not a single game, I don't think. Well, besides MSU.
Right.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. I kind of doubt I watched any other games other than that.
There you go.
That's-
Welcome to March.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah,
mean, you're
I
knowledgeable
knew
enough
I
about
had
it
to
to.
beat my college basketball fiend brother.
Yeah. You must have been listening to the podcast and took my advice.
Mhm.
Apparently, you didn't actually,
No,
because
I took none of your advice.
otherwise, you would have done very badly, very poorly. You'd have picked Kentucky to go a lot further than you should have.
That wasn't a bad pick.
Well,
Yeah,
apparently
Kentucky
it was.
losing actually worked out really well for me. It helped me a lot.
Yeah, because you picked Purdue, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. They could
Yeah.
have
They
got
showed.
there.
Stupid Purdue. I was cheering for them because that was the team I drew for
Oh, right.
the other thing,
Yeah.
whatever that's called.
Yeah, the pool
Yeah.
that Dad does.
Yeah.
This is like a big family.
I know, it's a
There's
whole
so much
family
context
thing going on here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe since I didn't take your advice and did so well, I should start my own rival podcast. Take
That
you guys
sounds
out.
like a great idea. You probably would get more followers than we have.
What would the name be?
That's a good question. I don't got anything right off the bat. I haven't put much thought into this yet.
All right. Cool. Well, you got anything else you want to say while you're on?
Well, I think that's about it. I mean, I'll see you next year at this same time. Probably right back here in the winter spot, but
A lot of.
I'd be surprised, but you
Oh.
never know.
okay, well,
Maybe
everyone
Kansas
hears that.
Maybe
Hears that
Villanova.
now.
Maybe Villanova and Duke will make it back, and then you'll
Oh, no. Next year I'll switch it up. We'll see what happens.
be. Yeah.
Maybe we'll put some money on it next time,
Well,
big brother.
we might have to, I guess.
Yeah, I thought of that too. Real quick, you mentioned something at the beginning of the podcast that Trenton didn't really like. You said you were like you held the household up or something. Can you explain that a bit?
Yeah, I carry the weight of being the most successful family member.
How do you figure
I
that?
want to hear this.
I get stuff done, Trenton. I'm the
What
family
is that
favorite.
Stuff. You get stuff
I have a
done.
better GPA, a better March Madness bracket,
Wow.
better
That's-
looks.
I'll give you 2 out of 3 of those.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Trenton's not, he's average. I'm just so excellent, it's hard to compete.
All right.
Maybe I
Well,
shouldn't have said.
I think we've had enough of our guest. So
No.
on that note, we're gonna have to cut her off, and you're gonna get a T-shirt for winning.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dang.
So
That's
yeah,
exciting.
official Hardwood Homies T-shirts. We don't have like a lot of them for merch available, but
Don't burn it, please. That's all we have.
Don't
Oh, yeah.
burn it.
if
Yeah.
Maybe
they're
I'll turn it around and resell it, make a profit.
I don't know. They
I'll
were pretty.
sign it.
They were pretty
If you
expensive.
really want, I'll autograph your shirts for you, and then you can sell them for
We're
more.
the stars here.
Wait a second.
Yeah,
Autograph.
I don't know what that's.
I respect it, but no, I don't think so.
If you want to resell it, good luck, because they're expensive shirts.
Are they?
Steeper than I'd like to admit.
Hmm.
Fortunately, Mom's
Alright.
paying for them.
I was waiting. I was going to say.
So, all right. Well, thank you for coming on. Congratulations
Yeah, thanks for having me.
congratulations on being the winner.
Appreciate
Have
it.
a great night.
Yeah, thank
You
you.
too. Bye, guys.
Okay,
Yeah.
see you.
All
Wasn't
right.
that special?
That
Your
was
sister
special.
made an appearance.
Yeah,
That was good.
got involved.
I like.
Yeah, she had some good stuff to say.
Yeah.
Um,
I like my favorite line was like, "I'm changing things up this year. I'm picking Kansas." I'm like, okay, a blue blood #1 seed. Bravo.
Yeah.
Bravo. But you know,
Picking
it
somebody
was
off-
really good though.
it was off the radar. If we're going to be completely honest, how many people were actually picking Kansas to win?
Oh no, yeah, that's a fair point.
It
yeah.
is different. I mean, she
Historically,
was the only
no.
one in our group that picked Kansas to win.
Really? Okay, I actually do.
Yeah.
I just knew I was done early, and yeah.
I want to say there's like 3 Arizonas, 3 Kentuckys, 4, 5, maybe 6 Gonzagas, a
Mm.
Houston, a Texas Tech. Yeah.
The Texas Tech pick, I like that pick. Yeah. Whoever did that, you're smart, guy or girl, but
Guy.
Okay. No, I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Where should we? I guess what
From
the
here?
championship game. We didn't even talk about.
No,
it.
we haven't even
about
discussed it really. Yeah.
first half. Break it down. I kind of came in late.
First half,
so
people are going to say, North Carolina was doing great. They got off to a big lead. But what I noticed more is I thought Kansas just played horrible in the first half.
like in what sense? I guess.
They completely got out of their element. So I think they tried to do exactly what they did against Villanova against North Carolina. Let me elaborate. Against Villanova, Villanova has a bunch of guys that are 6'6". And I mean, they don't have any real bigs. They were able to feed it to McCormick. He had like a career high of 26 or 28.
He went off.
And they tried to do the exact same thing the entire first half against North Carolina, but Baycott was obviously good enough that they weren't able to have anything. And I don't know, they just looked really out of rhythm on offense, and because they couldn't, get what they had in the last game. But eventually they kind of figured out. They ramped up their defense. They started getting turnovers. They started getting in transition a little bit, and that kind of got them the confidence to finish it off. But
Yeah, no, I you were here. So I was like making dinner, watching the game a little bit, the second half,
Right.
mainly, and like at the end it was bizarre because it was a close game, but it wasn't exactly like entertaining. I don't know if that's the best way to put it because so this Final Four is really hyped up because you had a lot of good teams and
yeah, a lot of tradition.
Exactly. And some good storylines. The only one that really lived up to any of that, I think, was Duke and North Carolina.
Well, the championship game was good. It was kind of one of those where they are both blue bloods, so it's like either one winning isn't really that spectacular. North Carolina would be very surprising.
Yeah.
But I don't really think that anyone's going to, be like, oh, that's amazing. The end wasn't super hyped for like the average fan unless you're a fan of those teams, I feel like.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to be a downer here, but I'm you're up, 15 at half, and you go on this crazy run. And it reminds me of UCLA in some ways. It's a better run than theirs. But aside from that comparison, imagine you're up 15 at half, national title game. What do you do from there? I'm just thinking, that's it's great that they made it, but you didn't win it. And I don't see them making it back that easily. It's hard for any team to make it.
No, it's
that's just
definitely hard to
devastating.
make it there, but I
know.
don't know why there's any reason they couldn't make it back.
Yeah.
Rather than anyone else. They're going to be returning dang near the same team,
Yeah.
I would think next year. So, I mean, North Carolina will be good next year.
I just think it's a devastating way to end a you can look at it with what you should is that it was a tremendous run, but there's a part of me that's you just get that close, especially when you're up by a lot. Yeah, maybe Kansas was playing bad, but geez, because I'm watching the end and I was really surprised Carolina was in it. Like they kept cutting it to like 3 or whatever.
Yeah, I thought when Kansas came rolling back like that, I thought they were going to just win by 10, 15. I was surprised. Carolina showed really good heart to stay in that game. They showed a lot of love.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
Just kidding. Caleb Love
for anyone
actually
who didn't get that.
he really struggled in that game. Actually, he was like 6 for 24 from the field. He had a pretty bad. He rolled his ankle, and that was kind of a big turning point in the game. It was already Kansas was already starting to come back, but as soon as Love rolled that ankle, Hubert Davis was going to take him out. And he said, the traditional, no, I'm good. I can still play, coach, that type thing. And he instantly missed like a layup and gave up 2 easy buckets like right away on defense. So I don't know, maybe it was the wrong call to keep him out there. But, yeah, he really struggled after that injury, and it kind of took away a lot of their offensive firepower in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know. It was kind of and I told you this, and I don't know if you even agreed with this. And yeah, I wasn't cheering for Kansas, so that's part of it. I didn't really have a stake, but the end of that game was very like they're national champions, but I felt like it was very anticlimactic almost. Like it wasn't that big moment like, oh, they're national champions. It was just like they won. I think there was like confetti. They're running around.
Yeah,
it lacks something.
I don't know if it was just the feel because it wasn't like I had a super strong stake in the game because I probably would have cheered for Kansas in like a regular situation, but I also was going to win money if North Carolina won. So I was kind of at like a loss where it didn't really, kind of either way. I obviously wanted North Carolina to win for the money, but so I guess that kind of took away from it too because there wasn't any like sad reaction or like happy reaction. It was just kind of like, oh, I guess Kansas won.
It was just weird. I don't know. I had that reaction, but I was watching the TV and I don't know. There was something missing. I don't even.
Usually there's a lot more. I don't know, like magic to it. Like it feels like a movie scene where like Baylor beats, Gonzaga and they're not undefeated anymore. It's like a big deal. Baylor hadn't won in forever. I mean, it was a lot of important stuff. And I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Madness was lost. I don't even know. Like there was definitely something missing. And it was more than just I don't have a team because I've watched many games where you don't have a team, but it's a national championship. And like the moment the buzzer sounds, it's kind of a special moment. Maybe you hate who wins, but it's like it has a feel to it. And you can get it through the television. Even I didn't get it at all this year. But I don't know looking ahead to next year, we can't like do a preview of every team, but Arkansas's like
Arkansas is going just
they're number
insane.
1. A lot of people think they'll be the best team in the country.
They have a really, really good recruiting class. I think they have 3 5-stars coming in. And then they just picked up a transfer from Arizona State and then 2 twins from Rhode Island, 2 big guys. Yeah. I don't even know how they're going to fit everyone on the scholarships, but I don't know. They should be loaded next year. They're going to lose some key guys, but they're filling those roles pretty well.
Yeah, and I mean the thing is they've done so well the last 2 seasons with making the Elite Eight,
and they're just such a good coach team too. I think Musselman's an excellent coach.
Yeah, I have nothing. Yeah, nothing.
He just knows how to get a team ready. Whether it might take some time like it did this year, but he got them to gel at the right time.
He did,
obviously. And there's a lot to that. Getting a team to peak at the right time. I mean, that's a big deal. Look at North Carolina.
Yeah, jeez.
Didn't peak until the very last game of the season against Duke, and
bizarre. That's a bizarre case.
That's kind of a really good catalyst. We talked about that last time. That the catalyst of beating Coach K and Cameron in his last game. I mean, what a way to catapult yourself into the tournament.
Yeah, that's the thing. Next year, there's going to be the teams that like look really good, but the last 2 years we've had a team that comes on late and just shocks everyone kind of, but the last 2 years they've been a big name program, so it's not as feel good as it could be.
Well, usually the national champion is a well-known.
Well, yeah, but in terms of like the North Carolina and the UCLA the last 2 years,
someone coming out too. Yeah,
Yeah, I know Arkansas's big question. You pointed it out. Just to hit on the West Coast, Gonzaga, like they could be kind of decimated.
Gonzaga. Well, Timmy just declared for the
Yep.
draft today.
Like a
I
few
saw
minutes
that.
ago.
Yeah. Yeah. They're gonna lose him. They're gonna lose Holmgren. I'm sure. I mean, I don't see any reason or any chance that he stays. And after they lose those two, it looks kind of bleak because, just is Nemhard's a senior too, isn't he?
Yeah, he's gone. I'm assuming.
Unless he has a COVID year. I'm not 100% sure, but just losing those two, I mean, that was their team. That was why they were so dominant this year.
And what do they do?
If
Do
they
slip
could-
back into irrelevance?
I don't think so.
Like
They'll
not completely.
pick up some transfers. They'll figure it out.
But they didn't win the title when they were on top.
Right.
For
That's what
years.
I'm saying. I do think that next year could be the year where they're not exactly like the top contender. You know what I mean? They could slip back a little bit. But like we've talked about, being in the WCC, I mean, they're going to win 95% of those games in the WCC, and they're going to be a 1 or 2 or 3 seed, I assume.
Yeah. There's a lot of really interesting, cases, but we touched on the portal a little bit.
We could touch on UCLA a little bit.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
you've got interest on that.
Well, it's just weird because I'll just say what I told you pretty much. Like 2 years ago, they had that really big run that gets brought up almost every episode, and they have guys like Campbell, Juzang, Jaquez, Bernard. I think Bernard is done.
Is he?
I believe he actually was. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure he's done. And so when they made that run, I was, for some reason, they're in the Pac-12, so I'm aware of them. But I assumed a lot of those guys are like seniors or upperclassmen. So this year, when I was like, oh, they're running it back, then they graduate. Well, no, Campbell, Jaquez, and Juzang are they could come back.
They could all come back, and that would be another pretty solid team.
Yeah, but they have them they're getting a really good guard, like a 5-star, but a lot of polls have them preseason like top 5, and I'm like, well, if it's the same roster and that roster didn't get it, they were injured a lot this year, but that's a weird case of I don't think they recapture the magic.
Well, then again, but look who they lost to. They lost to that North Carolina team that dang near won the championship. So I mean, it's kind of
in a really close game too.
Yeah, they could have just as easily won if Love doesn't start making every shot he takes from 35 feet. They don't, they win that game. And then they play St. Peter's. Maybe I would guess they would win that.
Who knows?
Because St. Peter's kind of struggled. Their magic kind of ran out by that game. But maybe a different matchup. It keeps going.
And maybe that guard that comes in, I'm spacing on his name, but I consider possibly one of the best guards in the country.
The guy that they just flipped from Kentucky. Is that who you're talking about? Because that's not for 20. That's 2023.
No, it's not.
Sky Clark.
No, I believe he's coming in next year.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure there is a guy too. They did just flip a 5-star, like number 1 point guard in the country from Kentucky.
Kentucky's not really showed up though. Yeah, okay, that's interesting though. They're a team to watch. Maybe you have a ton of experience and you get like a superstar on your team, possibly. Maybe that's kind of there. I mean,
well, look what Banchero did for Duke this year. I mean, freshmen still can be stars.
Oh yeah.
A full team of freshmen, we've talked about, that might not work, but you get a couple 5-stars and blend them with some veterans and role players and stuff. I mean, definitely can work.
Yeah.
Pretty much every team in college basketball has a really couple good freshmen or a really solid guy that's, contributing at least.
Yeah, no, for sure. So, I get that. Yeah. I don't know. The portal's decimating some teams, the transfer portal. You can pretty much just pick up and leave now. You used to have to sit out a year, and they changed that
depending
last year.
on waiver. Yeah, I mean, you could get one if your coach left or
you got
something
injuries sometimes.
Stuff like that.
But some of these St. Peter's, like a bunch of their great players, have entered the portal. What other team?
Everyone's favorite mustache man, Doug Edert. He's going to Seton Hall. He's following his coach.
Oh, is he? I didn't know he was going. Okay.
Following Shaheen Holloway.
That's cool.
To Seton Hall, so
that makes me feel better. I thought he was just going to some random school. And then Murray State.
Murray
They had a
State
ton of
and
people
LSU.
LSU.
Well, Murray
yeah.
State, just all the players went to LSU. So
Oh, okay.
I think 2 of them anyway.
LSU lost, I want to say, every recruit.
Single player.
Yeah,
I think they don't have a single returning player for their team next year or something crazy.
that is really weird. Because their coaches, he was on the staff.
You know what they said? They said Will Wade, LSU coach, 5-level whatever investigations, loses all of his players and gets fired. Bill Self, 5
level
whatever
violations,
wins national championship, faces no repercussions.
Yeah, Kansas was more blatant about it than most of the programs. You could say, well, we need to see. Kansas had some. They were one of the ones that felt like they could have punished really early with some of the stuff out there. I don't know. But there you go. You cheat, you can win a national title. So but that was years ago.
Yeah, that was a long
Get
time
it
ago.
in.
It wasn't any of these players.
I don't know.
There's no reason for.
No,
I know. I hear people talking vacate. It's going to get vacated
that doesn't
anyway.
make sense.
That shouldn't happen. But then again, it's the NCAA. Who knows what they might do? Look at that Louisville team. I mean, they vacated that, and I don't understand vacating because it's it still happened. Everyone remembers it. They're still the champs.
But I don't know. I'm not. The NCAA.
I think the
issues,
NCAA is corrupt.
I don't view it like some.
Not good.
People would rather blame them than the people that are doing that.
Yeah, but everyone's doing it.
Yeah, but
so
they're
just catching.
I don't know. No.
Well, that's not my point. I'm saying they're just catching who they want to catch, punishing who they want to punish. I mean,
I can see that. Yes,
it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, there's a lesson. Don't cheat. If you are going to cheat,
be a blue blood.
Yeah, make a lot of money, win a national title. What are they going to do? No, don't cheat.
Yeah.
Whatever setting. Let's just briefly touch on NBA. You kind of said at the beginning, but we wanted to keep the podcast going. So we figured, why not? The playoffs, we're games away from the playoffs.
The hardwood doesn't stop at the collegiate level. The hardwood homies need to get professional.
We do, yes. Thank you. That was well said. Almost scripted. So
that wasn't scripted.
No, I know. But yes, we need to get professional.
It was scripted in my brain where I make ideas.
I don't know whether to look at you at the camera right now. But there you go. It's scripted in his brain where he makes ideas. And we're going to
up near my St. Cardinals hat, my St. Louis Cardinals hat, who just won their first game today. Baseball started today. So.
Did it start? Oh, yeah. Good. I didn't know about it.
9-0, our first game. Annihilated the Pirates.
I almost said no one cared, but no, baseball.
All right. Anyway,
cool feeling.
NBA stuff. What do you got?
Oh, I don't. No, it's more once we get into it, I got something. But no, let's Suns franchise record 63 wins.
Yeah.
MVP race kind of open. You have a lot of guys who are doing really good.
Open. I'd say it's either going to be Embiid, Giannis, or Jokic right now.
Yeah.
It seems like
Booker's kind of shot up, but I think it's not. It's kind of too late for him to get on the radar.
I think there should be any chance he should be sniffing the conversation, but that's okay. That's beside the point.
They're probably going to pull the plug on the Lakers. The Bulls have done pretty good, but they're 20 losses against the top teams.
Lately.
Yeah, I want to say they're something like 2 or 3-20 against the top teams in the NBA or maybe the East.
Really, that's terrible.
Something crazy.
The Nets are starting to look pretty good.
Yeah, I don't buy it.
You don't buy it?
No, I don't.
What do you mean by that?
They have star power, and it's like the Lakers, but they do a little bit better, so people aren't as mad. But
the Nets, I would not want to play them in the playoffs.
Oh yeah, on paper, me too. But
but look how well they've been playing lately. Now that everyone's actually playing,
that's fine. But I would have to look at how well they've been doing. But they're not on my radar. That tells you enough. Right them off.
You're talking up your Bulls. They murdered.
They're not my Bulls. I never cheered for the Bulls. They had a really strong start to the season, I guess. See, there you go.
They did. I agree
with facts
that.
Here.
No, I agree with that. The Celtics been turning it on lately. We touched on that a little bit before, but they should be a good team. They've kind of been a team that should have done better than they have the last couple of years, I feel like.
Yeah.
They had LeBron and the Cavs beat that year. Couple of years ago, I think they lost to them in Game 7 in Boston.
That was many. Yeah, I remember that too.
But
that was more years ago than it feels like. But yeah,
was it more?
there was several. Yeah.
Well, it was before LeBron was on the Lakers, obviously. I think it was his last year in Cleveland. So what? 4 years ago, right?
Oh, I'm thinking of something.
I think it's
different,
4 years ago.
Yeah. No, the Celtics. Yeah, that's a good point. That's kind of interesting.
The East
Pretty good.
feels like it has a lot more good teams than the West this year, which
For
is
once,
very,
yeah.
very weird. Usually the West is way better.
Yep. No, we might have a special correspondent for the NBA. We're still in contract negotiations.
Yeah.
Regarding that,
We got to go out and get the big guns. So
but
stay tuned if you want to figure out
who that is,
who we're getting.
Who the hell? Yes. Stay tuned. Yeah. So we will be coming to you every week still. Just NBA. We might touch on the transfer portal a bit, but like it's mainly just NBA at this point.
Right. Yeah. And then another thing we might do is we might keep putting out YouTube videos. I think we talked about this, doing like previews of teams coming up.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So like
for
for next year, maybe we talk. As the rosters more start getting into shape, knowing where guys are going to be.
Exactly.
This transfer portal stuff's going to keep going bananas for a while. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll stay updated on that stuff, and we'll keep putting out news and try to keep this thing rolling. So.
Yeah, no, thanks for all the support while we kind of started it, and we've had, we go to college and stuff. We can't just do this full time, but we appreciate all the support, viewers, listeners when we're more on Spotify.
We haven't put anything on Spotify in a while. I'm sure you've probably noticed that, but I feel like you guys like the YouTube videos more. So
yeah, they get better traction.
They do get better traction.
The stats don't lie.
Yeah, feel free to subscribe.
Yeah,
keep shouting that stuff out. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
we gotta trying to keep growing and get better at this. So keep working on it. And thanks for listening and tuning in. If you're not much of a college basketball fan, or not much of an NBA fan, might not see you around as much, but it would be cool if you guys
maybe they'll give it a chance.
No, I know. I was just going to say it'd be cool if you stick around. I was getting to that part. We'd love for you to stick around.
Yeah, there's no easy way out.
The NBA playoffs is awesome. It is great. So stick around. A lot of big stories. A lot of good stuff to talk about.
I'll give some traumatic stories of past pain and win the playoffs. Yes, I can speak to this well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Play-in start Tuesday, I believe. I know the Pelicans are going to play the Spurs. I'm a Pelicans guy, so it's a big one for us.
Yeah, that's a cute team to cheer for.
It is cute.
Wish you guys luck. Hopefully you can get into the real playoffs and make some noise and maybe win a few games.
What are the Thunder doing?
Exactly. Yeah. No, that's part of
How are your Thunder
That's
doing?
part of the past trauma we will talk about later. We have a much richer history too.
So. A richer history.
Yeah. You guys are gonna win no.
We used to be the Hornets.
Yeah.
We used to have Chris Paul back in the day.
Yeah,
I liked him. I wasn't a Pelicans fan at that time, but that's for another day.
There's a lot. See, we're getting started. We could keep going. We're going to stop. But, yes, join for the NBA podcast. Even if you're not real into it, give it a try. Maybe you just like to hear the ramblings of
That was what I was going to say earlier, and you shut me down. But
yeah, go.
That's whatever. No, I said it. We got it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to set it off.
Send it off.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for listening. We'll see you soon. Okay.